Hey guys, Zizak here, and this time we are looking at the Pokemon Z-Ring and Pikachu. This is how this is released in America. In Japan, they released it just the ring itself and the electric Z crystal. In America, they've given you the 3 starter crystal types and a Pikachu figure because America. Japan also gets a cool stone tablet that holds all the crystals, but we're not getting that yet apparently. The Z-Ring is this year's Mega Ring, pretty much. The band is actually pretty close to the same exact thing. But this is what lets you use the Z moves in the game. Now, there's a lot of confusion about this. I actually just kind of maybe confused you right there. You don't have to have this whatsoever to get everything in Pokemon Sun and Moon. You don't have to have, buy the crystals to get those crystals in the game. It's not like Skylander or something like that. This is a totally optional secondary thing just for fun. But the awesome thing about this is it actually does work with your 3DS, and that reacts to the Z moves in the game through the sound, which is kind of crazy. Also why it's taken me so long to actually get this review out there, because I've been working ever since the game came out, so I haven't had a lot of time to play, and I've just now got to the point to be able to use Z moves, so I can actually show them off in the video. I got this at my GameStop for $32.99 the night it came out. You actually got to pre-order it, just with the game. Some other places have it for $29.99, so basically this is $30. So inside you get the Z-Ring itself, you get the 3 Z crystals, Fire, Water, and Grass, which is Grassium, Fireum, and Waterium. Yeah, I'm not saying that. And a little Pikachu figure from Tomy, which are always really good. So there's the front. Side has all the other languages. Same on that side. And the back kind of shows you how it works, even though he's wearing it on the wrong arm there. It actually tells you to wear it on the left arm in the game for the best experience, because it's closer to the speaker, I guess? I'm not sure. But yeah, it communicates with the 3DS. It doesn't communicate with it, it hears the 3DS and then does the sounds. But enhance your video game experience, sync the Z-Ring, you don't sync it at all. Vibration, light, and sound effects change for each Z crystal, which is actually true, which is really cool. And then here we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 different Z crystals. There's 3 in here, so that's 12 left. And there was a pack of 3 available at my GameStop when I bought this, so there's another 3, so there's 9 left to get. Basically 1 for each type. Now in the game, there are special Z crystals for specific Pokemon, like Snorlium Z, whatever it's called. The Snorlax Z crystal that you get for downloading the Munchlax has a special promo thing right now, and Pikachu has one, and the starters have their own. I don't know if they're going to be making those actual Z crystals for this, but the fact that we get all the different types is pretty cool. Okay, nothing on the bottom. Let's finally get this open up and take a look at it. I've, of course, already opened this up and messed with it. Inside, you get the instructions, you get a old catalog of Pokemon Tomy toys, and nothing else. Come on! Oh, he's tied in there. I've never taken Pikachu out yet. Okay, so here's everything you get inside. I've got to show you that it has a Try Me feature. It's in Try Me when you have it in the box. And the button on this is weird. You'd think it'd be this right here, but it's actually this thing right here. You push up on it. It kind of just makes a generic noise and goes through all the lights. So you can see all the colors it can make. So that's the Try Me. We'll get to that in a little bit. Then we got these E-crystals, which are actually really cool. I really like how these turned out. The Megstones were really nice and everything, but it was kind of weird because you could see all the electronics inside. You still can if you look hard enough on the back here. You can kind of see some of the circuitry in there, but from the top, it just looks like an awesome crystal. There is a symbol inside that will light up when you put it in there, but you can't see it when it's off, which is actually pretty cool. So you get those 3. You get this weird pamphlet for Pokemon toys from X and Y. There's Mega Charizard. Don't really know why this is in there. These are the old toys from 2 years ago. Well, I guess not 2 years ago, because there's Koopa, and there's Mega Latios and Latios, so yeah, I mean, it's a cool little poster, I guess. I just don't understand why it's showing off these old toys. We haven't gotten... Actually, now that I think about it, they haven't shown any new toys for Sun and Moon. Huh. Anyways, then you get the instructions with this little warning inside that says, when replacing new batteries, wait 15 seconds. Very important that it's pink. And then we got the instructions, which is not a lot, because it's in 19 different languages. It does take 2 AAA batteries, which come included, which is really nice, but just keep that in mind. So it has the 2 is roleplay mode, the 1 is Nintendo 3DS mode, and the middle mode is standby, which is try me. And it says to put the crystals on, push the FX button, and that's really all it tells you to do. And to wear it on your left wrist, and that's it. On the back, just a bunch of legal stuff. Then really quick, let's get Pikachu out of the way. It's Pikachu figure. Nothing crazy or anything. It's cute Pikachu. It's Pikachu. I'm glad they included it. I don't think it was needed. I guess, you know, they didn't think parents would want to spend $30 on that, so they just added a Pikachu figure to make it worth their while. I don't know. It's Pikachu figure. So here is the Z-Ring itself. It comes in this pearl white. It's the only color I know of right now. There might be something different in Japan. But it is actually really, really cool. A lot cooler than I thought it was going to be. Spoilers. The Switch is right here. So the middle is standby, the 1 is Nintendo DS mode, and the 2 is the roleplay mode. Which, as far as I can tell, all it is if you turn it to 1, it's going to be listening for the 3DS. If you turn it to 2, it's not. That's really the only difference. There is the speaker. There is a little motor inside to vibrate this. You probably heard it a second ago. It's got all the lights up here. There's the 3 contacts to attach the crystal. I just tried to see if it would do the Mega Ring thing, and it does not. Then you have 6 different slots on the sides here to hold additional Z crystals. So it's not going to hold all 15, but you can hold 7 of your favorites all together, I guess, if you want to. So the batteries go down here. There's actually, this looks like an IR transmitter. We can probably tell on my camera when we get this going. But this is what connects to the game in Japan. In Japan, they have an arcade game called Galileo, something like that uses these big plastic thick cards instead of the little chips that came last time. And you actually use this to activate Z moves in the game, just like you do use the Mega Ring before to Mega Evolve in the arcade game. But of course, there's no arcade game here in America. And I'm guessing this is the microphone right here, which listens to the 3DS. You can kind of see on mine, there's like a little chip there, and when the light lights up, there's some specks of dust in the plastic here that's underneath the plastic. Now it's kind of annoying because I always try and like wipe it off and realize it's inset, so it got dirty when it was being assembled somehow, so that's kind of annoying. Yeah, that's the Z-Ring. It opens up just like the Mega Ring does. Opens up right here. There's a little strap inside that you put your wrist through, and it holds it pretty securely. It's not too tight or anything like that. I can wear it pretty comfortably. And then you just snap it closed. And I guess to demonstrate that, I need to kind of take some stuff off. So hang on. Okay, so here's my tiny baby wrist. So I'll show you that this actually does indeed fit if I open the right side. So I'm going to put my hand through the elastic here, get it over that, and close it, and it fits just fine. And because it's on that elastic, it's not going to slide up and down my arm even though it looks too big, which is kind of the aesthetic we like to go for. And it works just fine on your wrist. Works just fine on your wrist. There we go. So you've seen the Try Me mode. When you push that, it does the generic sound, cycles through the lights. So let's switch it to roleplay mode, which is 2. Get that blue kind of activation sound, I guess. And now if you push it, my camera freaks out. And it's the same noise and light as before, because there's no Z crystal attached. So let's put a fiery Z crystal in there and see what it does. So these crystals actually have a only one way they can go in. There's a little arrow molded in right there, and you can see the 3 pegs are aligned in a little pattern down there. So you put the little hole right there on this little nub up here, and you can hear it click in like that, and then you push the bottom in. There you go. You can see that little fire symbol show up there, which is really cool. It makes a fire noise, it rumbles, and you see the fire symbol inside. So now if you pull the button, so it's pretty much the same sound, except it has a little fire in the beginning. And it's lighting up red now, and you can see the symbol lights up separately. So there's actually, those little prongs are giving this little crystal power, and is lighting up a little LED hidden in the crystal, which is really cool. I'm going to show it off again. That's really cool. I love how that symbol shines in the middle. It makes it look so awesome. So to get this off, there's a little button right here you push, and it will kind of half eject it like that. Then you got to pull it off. It's really scary to pull off because it's clipped onto that, but just keep pulling up and just don't twist it or anything. It won't break. Then we have the Gracium Z. My camera's just going to freak out every time that happens. Let's see what this one does. So you pretty much the same sound, except it has the grass-ish sound at the beginning. I mean, pretty cool. So let's take that one off. And try the Waterium Z. You can kind of see it in there. And let's see what this one sounds like. Water sounds in the same explosion. Kind of disappointing it's all the same sound, but that's going to change when we get to the DS. Spoilers. So let's take that one off. And that's all you can do for roleplay mode. Of course, you can do the motions with your arms and everything yourself. It's not going to like enhance the toy in any way. It's not going to make it unlock sounds or anything like that. But it is really fun to do with this. But the coolest thing about this, I mean, if it just did that, that would be pretty cool, just with the crystals and all that. If it was like 20 bucks, you know, just like the Mega Ring, it's a cool little novelty thing. But the fact that it can sync with your DS is awesome. So let's show that off now. Actually, before I do that, I should show this off. So I said you can store them on the side. It works exactly like up here. You clip it in the top and push it in the bottom. It's very simple. Then you just, if you want to, you can kind of pull that down with your thumbnail and then pull it up. They're kind of tricky to get out, but it's in there pretty securely. It's not going to go anywhere. So let's just put all these on here just because I'm about to pick it up and move it around. There you go. And they are in there. Like, there's no way those are coming out unless you want them to come out. So you can run around and play with this all day and they're not going to go flying out or anything. So here's my copy of Pokemon Sun. Like I said, I haven't been able to play a whole lot. I just did the 3rd trial and got the 3rd Z Crystal. So I can only show off 2, I think, Z moves right now. I can maybe show off 3. But this is the coolest thing about this game. So I'm going to, I think I can just set it down next to it and you should be able to see it. You can put it on your wrist, and it works really awesome on your wrist because you can feel it better. But just for the purposes of this, I'm just going to set it down next to it. So first, we're going to switch this to 1. And while it's in 1, it does the same thing as roleplay mode. Same sounds, no different sounds or anything. It's just listening for the 3DS now. So I'm going to set this right here. I'm going to turn the sound all the way up on my 3DS, which is not very loud. I'm going to hit fight. And if your Pokemon has a Z Crystal equipped, it'll have a Z Power button over here. So when you touch that, you see it heard that. Just touching the button, the Z-Ring actually hears you activating the Z Power and vibrates as a confirmation. So it will turn one of your moves into a Z move. So I have 2 fighting moves and a fight in the Z equipped to Crab Brawler, so it's going to turn my fighting moves into Z moves, which in this case is All Out Pummel. And depending on the move it's turning, the power will be different. So that does 100. That also does 100. These are both the same. So let's do All Out Pummel against this poor Mudbray. See what happens. That is so awesome. So it's kind of hard to tell on video, obviously, but when your character's doing the pose in the beginning, each little, like, beat he does, the Z-Ring vibrates at each beat. So I don't know how it does it, but somehow it can hear which Z move you're doing right when you activate it, which is crazy to me. It must be some kind of like high frequency thing that we just can't hear and it's picking it up. I have no idea. But every punch that he did, it made the Z-Ring vibrate. When it did the big explosion at the end, it vibrated a lot. It does little vibrates and big vibrates. It's so cool, and it just blows my mind that it knows which move is being used just by sound and syncs up perfectly with that. It's so cool. So I'm going to switch out the Z Crystal on Crab Brawler and see the next Z move. Okay, so now Crab Brawler is holding the Water Neum Z, and I have not touched the Z-Ring at all. I haven't like switched the information on it. I haven't put a new Z Crystal in. You can see there's no Z Crystal in there right now, so it doesn't matter what's in there. So we're going to hit Fight. Z Power. I haven't actually seen the Water Z move yet, so this is a first for me too. So Hydro Vortex. 120, wow, okay. So turn the sound up. Actually should have done that before I selected this, hang on. See, it vibrated, and now let's do Hydro Vortex. That's so cool! I love it. It never gets old. You can actually hear it a bit better that time, but you can actually hear the sound go from the DS into the ring. You can hear it like power up in the DS and then get transferred over into the ring as it lights up right before the attack shows its name. That's so cool. I love this thing so much. So I've got one more Z Crystal. I have the Normie Neum. That's ridiculous to say. Z Crystal. And just to show you that it doesn't matter which Z Crystal you put in, I'm going to take the Water Crystal out. Calm down. Put the Water Crystal in. Upside down. So the Water Crystal's in there. Okay, so my Rockruff here has the normal Z Crystal equipped, and I have the Water Z Crystal equipped on the ring, just to show you it doesn't matter which one you have on the ring, it's still going to work. So, let's turn the sound up. Fight. Z move. See, it lights up blue because the crystal's in there. All it's going to do is change the color. So, Breakneck Blitz. And let's go. Oh no, it didn't knock him out. Ah! Calm down, Mudbray. So that time you can see that it didn't actually even light up the crystal part. It just lighted up the ring part like it does normally. So it actually doesn't even change the color. So it really doesn't matter which Z crystal you have on there. And now, just for completion's sake, I'm going to do the Water Z move with the Water Z crystal on there. Just so you guys can see how it works, so there's no more confusion or anything. And because it's really fun to do. Okay, so I haven't actually been able to do this yet, because I literally just got the Water Crystal last night, and I haven't been able to mess with the Z-Ring yet. So let's see what happens if you have the same crystal matching. I don't think it's going to change anything. It might light up the crystal more inside, but let's see what happens. No baby doll eyes. Oh, wow. Wow, that's cool. I actually didn't think that would happen, so if the Z crystal matches the move you're using, it actually lights up the crystal inside too, in conjunction with the actual move. That's awesome. I didn't think that actually worked. Okay, so I think I've gushed about this thing enough. It continued to surprise me, apparently, because I didn't know it did the matching Z crystal thing, so that's awesome. This is definitely worth the $30. If you can find it on sale, it's an instant buy, I think. But even if you just have the 3 Z crystals, you can still experience all the moves in the game. You just won't have that little bitty light lighting up right there. That's the only difference. And it's so cool to have this on your wrist and feel the vibrations in sync with the move. Like, you just have to try it. If you have a friend that has one, try theirs just so you can see how it feels, because it's really cool. I've never seen anything like that before. And just a little PSA, if you're not using the watch, either put it in the middle for standby or put it on roleplay. Don't leave it on the first one, because I assume it's just going to keep listening for the 3DS. It doesn't like go to sleep or anything, like as I can tell. So it's probably going to drain the battery really quick. So turn it to the middle or turn it to 2 if you're going to leave it alone for a while. So that is the review of the Pokemon Z-Ring set. This thing is awesome. I really, really like this thing. It's only $30. It's not crazy expensive. It's the same price as a Yokai Watch Model 0. And it does way more than the Yokai Watch Model 0. And you know how much I love Yokai Watch. So I can't recommend this thing enough. I'm definitely going to be getting as many Z Crystals as I can. I've got another pack to review right after this video goes up. So if you're just watching this, look for that video. And I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to finally go play Pokemon now. Have a nice day.